Hello everyone, my name is Scott Elliott, and today I'd just like to start off by congratulating you on being part of the 27% of all the Americans who attend and graduate college. You're already on your way of being successful. Alright, today I'd like to talk to you about the No Child Left Behind and how we should change it if it's going to gauge federal funding. You, as well as I, have all gone through the extreme amounts of tedious testings and practices in order to meet your state standards your schools want you to. But is it really helpful at all? To me, the No Child Left Behind is ruining teaching, and it's challenging students that can't actually do it, and that's why we need to start changing the test for some of those students that need those accommodations. And then for the schools that aren't being able to meet the certain percentages, the lowest upon lowest schools, I think we should give them an ultimatum so that they can better themselves. To start off, I'd like to show how it's been changing teaching. No Child Left Behind has been ruining teaching, as well as showing no benefit. Teaching the test. As said by standardized testing, there is actually no critical thinking that they teach you at all anymore. And as well as it doesn't cover any major core subjects, such as history, science, geography, all the useful things. And then I have Georgia over here to further state.
Frank, why does the superintendent think this is such a good idea?
Well, Dr. Barr says that this returns the focus to education and not a crash course and test-taking skills.
He definitely thinks it's a fair system.
8th grade teacher Victor Martinez listened intently as State School Superintendent John Barge explained why No Child Left Behind was bad for Georgia. For the most part, Martinez agreed the federal law poorly prepared its students.
It kind of has created an environment where it's like test dependent.
We can give all the head knowledge and we can have them pass a test, but they are far from being ready for college or work.
Barge, among other things, told this group of ethnic media members the law created an atmosphere of fear. Barge says it also limited educators' ability to teach by only measuring their worth by how well or how poorly their students tested.
At all costs, it was pass a test. We're now freeing those school systems up,
So as you can see, it is actually affecting a lot of people. And the one test for all. As said by Halbert, it's for special education students, those students that can't take tests that you and I could. They still have to take the test that we do and score at a proficiency level without the accommodations that they're used to. Another weird thing is for English entry-level students. Imagine you going to a different country, and as soon as you arrive there, you're expected to take a test in whatever language that's for and test at a proficiency level. It's just not going to happen, but you're still expected to for the overall school. Now, for them trying to change the schools and get them up to par with the levels that they should be, they're trying to change them. And with that, they've put in about $3 billion extra into failing school districts in 2009, and then an additional $1.5 billion in 2010. After which they showed that this did not help, they have things which are called turnarounds, which is when the state goes in and the state officials take over and start firing teachers who aren't meeting their PARs and taking over completely. They've actually found that even if the state tries to take over and help the school out, it too can't be as successful. So now that you see how bad testing was, I'd like to show you how I would like to structure the tests from now on. Changing the tests, we should definitely change them for the special education students as well as the English level students. And then we should also give the schools in their very lowest percentages an ultimatum, because ultimatums are proven to make people do more. With the entry-level English students, I think we should give them a test in their language. Either that, or we should just ignore the fact that they have to take a test at all. For special education students, we should allow them to have the accommodations that they are used to in order for them to take the test at a proficiency level. Other than that, you know those tests that measured how well your reading level was, you read this many words in a minute, it says you're at 11th or 10th grade level. I think we should do that for the special education students in the 3 core concepts, the math, writing, and English. This will then test their ability fully, as well as measure how far they are in that grade level. Now for the schools that aren't doing well, I think we should start starting them over, because they actually are starting to do this in many urban cities. Because if the threatening doesn't work to shut down, then they just need to shut down. Now, next is the process in which we can start replicating schools and making them better. It's the shutdown process, the opening up a new one, and the replication process. Closing schools. New York has already closed over 100 schools in their urban districts. With that, they've actually opened up 300 new ones that have shown to be successful. Chicago, Baltimore, Houston, as well as Los Angeles, and many other urban addictions have been following in its place. And Houston's already opened up 15 new schools, as well as dozens more on the way. With the replication process, they try and repeat the curriculums in the schools that are working, as well as the teacher styles and such. And then that'll leave less room for error. Another weird thing is, but it's actually kind of cool, is many schools that they are copying off of are in fact charter schools. Schools that aren't mandated to go to, but you choose to go to. This is how I believe we can start making schools better for ourselves as well as the whole country. So overall, I believe No Child Left Behind should be changed if it's going to gauge federal funding. With that, as you can see in Georgia, educators could start teaching to their styles and start incorporating critical thinking into it, getting them ready for college and the workforce. The test should be changed to accommodate the special education students as well as the English learning students. And then after schools have continually tried to be helped like those today, we should just do the start over process and start them back up, replicate, and continue to go on as we are. And then if everything seems to work out, I believe America will be on a great path towards success. Any questions?